Hello, my name is Joseph Alai. Welcome to my channel, and today I'd like to talk about remaining faithful to your imaginal act and manifesting the things that you want. This is a question I often get about do I imagine and then keep staying in the end? Do I live in the end? Do I remain faithful to my idea? Or do I just drop it? The reason this question is asked is because this is a saying that Neville uses. To remain faithful to the end, to live in the end. Well, and in some of Neville's lectures, he actually clarifies this topic. And so what we're supposed to do is actually do the scene, imagine it fully, and then drop it. So when he says remain faithful to the desire, he specifically means when you are in the imaginal act, when you are actually imagining, you are supposed to be faithful to that state while you are in it and then drop it. So we all have states of being, and we go through state to state every single day. We often revert back to our base state, or the state that we generally are in. But when we want to manifest something different than the state that we're currently in, there's a process that we go through to end up in that state that we want. So in order to manifest the thing that you desire, you must define what you want. So have a clear definition on exactly what you want. Start from the end. So figure out, what is it exactly that I want? If I now was the person that I want to be, what would that look like? How would that feel? Where would I be? What would I be wearing? What would I say or touch or overhear people saying? So we take that question and we define what it would be like if we now had already manifested the thing that we want. And when we have that scene, we then go into our imagination. And so what we do is we shut off the senses and we get rid of anything that would indicate that I'm in the current state that I'm in now. So anything that's in contradiction with the state that we want, we have to get rid of that. Neville talks about the I am state, which is simply shedding off this, the logic and the senses and any worries or fears or doubts or anything that would indicate that I'm not the person that I desire to be, right? So the point is to get fully immersed within the desire, fully immersed in the end. So we construct this scene, we enter into the imagination, we shut off everything else, and then we bring the scene into our imagination, which means we are acting out as if we are in the play, looking through our own eyes. What would I say? Smell, touch, hear, feel. All these things should be included in our imaginal act so we can be fully present in this scene, in this desired end. And so once we are in that end, we fully surround ourselves with that state, and that is remaining faithful to that state, which means we're only in the end. We're not also here and in the end, because we can only be aware of one thing at a time. So we want to be fully aware and present in the scene that we want. So if you wanted to be married, you would imagine that you had a wedding ring on your finger and that you were with your lover. To be in that state, fully in that state. If there's any inkling while you're in that imaginal act that you're not married, then that's not being faithful to that state. So just to be very clear, it's being completely immersed in the imaginal act, which indicates that you are now already the person that you want to be. You're in the end. So you start at the end. Don't worry about anything in the middle. You define that goal, you construct a scene which implies that it has already been fulfilled. You enter into that scene and remain faithful to that scene, giving it all the tones as if it's real, all sensory vividness, all emotion as if you were really there. That is remaining faithful to the state. And then as Neville says, after that, you drop it. We don't remain in acting out as if we already are in that scene for indefinite amount of time. Because here's the thing, every scene has its own appointed hour. And in my imagination, I know that I plant a seed by imagining something, I drop it, and I manifest it, right? It happens every time, all the time. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen. But I know for a fact through testing this countless times, thousands and thousands of times, that all it takes is that one good imaginal act. Catch the mood as if you're there. Feel as if you are in that scene now. Remain faithful to that state. There can't be two states. It can't be me standing in my house and also me married, or also me with a raise, or also on vacation. No, it has to be just one, the one that I desire, after it has already been fulfilled. And in its own appointed hour, it will manifest. It will come to pass. And before it manifests, there will be any number of states that you will pass through in order to get to that end. There will be any number of states that any number of people will pass through to bring you to that end. Because remember, everyone is you pushed out. So everyone is rooted in you, and everyone is acting out based on your assumptions. So construct the scene. Or define the goal, construct the scene, enter into a state where none of this surrounds you now, right? Don't worry about anything in the future. Don't worry about anything in the past. And the thing is like, another question that comes up is belief. Do I have to believe that I'm there? The point isn't to believe that we're there. The point is to enter into the scene and feel as if we are there, acting in that state, right? So the point is what I'm trying to make clear here is what. So right now, say for instance, I wanted to manifest a vacation. I construct the scene of being in Southeast Asia, say Thailand, right? So now I'm in Thailand, and I enter into Thailand. So now I'm looking around, and Thailand, I'm in Thailand, and I just feel like I'm in Thailand, right? I'm looking around. Everything is screaming Thailand. I'm eating Thai food, whatever the case may be. I'm acting as if it's hot out, it's beautiful out, right? People are speaking other languages around me. So that's what I'm talking about. Now, do I believe in that scene? Am I believing that this is going to happen? Am I entering into that scene saying to myself, this is going to happen, this is going to happen? No, because that would indicate that it has not already been done. If I am in the imaginal act and saying to myself, this is going to happen, I believe this is going to happen, that is actually contrary to what we want. What we want is to be in the scene now. If I'm there now, am I saying to myself, this is going to happen, this is going to happen? No. I'm just there now. It's like being here right now. I'm not saying I believe I'm going to be here right now. I believe I'm going to be here right now. No, I'm just here. I feel like I'm here. I have my black shirt on. I'm talking into a camera. I'm in San Diego, California. It's kind of hot out. It's literally taking all the details of being here, or of being in the place that I want, and making it as if I'm there right now. How would I act? What would I be doing? Right? So if I were to take this scene and imagine this scene, right? Say I was somewhere else and I wanted to imagine talking into a camera, right? I would imagine being in my house, wearing this shirt, looking at my my video in the video panel so I can see myself, which is what I can do right now. I would see the microphone, the camera, I would see the lights. That's what I would do. And I would hear myself speaking. That's remaining faithful to the state, actually being in it as if I'm really there, and not thinking about anywhere else, right? Thinking only from this scene. And once I do this, if I can get this pretty vividly real, if I can construct this scene pretty real, all I have to do is do one good scene. One good scene. Enter into that scene. If my mind wanders, bring it back into the scene. If it wanders again, bring it back into the scene. Add these tones of reality. Do a short, condensed version of this scene so that it's easy to remember. It's easy to feel. It's easy to stay put in the scene. It's easy to stay present, right? A scene like this is simple, right? The simpler, the better. I'm in this scene, I see a camera, there's lights, I'm in my house, I'm wearing this clothes, and I'm speaking. Very simple, very perfect. So I would take that and replay it over and over and over, adding a little bit more detail each time. Maybe at first I just see the camera, or my hands, right? I'm just looking through my eyes, seeing at my hands. Then I see the camera, then I see the lights, then I see my house, then I feel the temperature, then I hear myself speaking. I could feel it. And that's how to define a scene. That's how to enter into the scene. And then after we drop it, after we carry on, we will revert back into the state that we came from, or maybe a different state. Maybe we'll be hungry. That's a different state. Maybe we'll want to call a friend. That's a different state. Maybe something will happen. That's a different state. But that state that we put ourselves into as we were imagining, that seed has been planted. Use this for everything. All your desires. It's truly as simple as that. It's nothing crazy. Outline your desires, construct scenes for them, enter into that state of shutting off the senses, being relaxed, a meditative state, or a state nearing upon sleep. Bring the scene into your imagination, populate it, think from it as if you're looking through your own eyes. And then add all the tones of reality as if you're really there. Play it over and over. That's it. That's simply, and then drop it. Either fall off into sleep or just carry on your day. I do this every day, probably, 2, 3, 4, 5 dozen times. Everything manifests. Everything manifests. So we don't have to remain there, right? We don't have to remain there. We can walk and just trust that the seed has been planted. In order to trust, I would definitely recommend testing this with many different things so you can kind of get the understanding of when something will manifest, or how it will manifest rather. Like, am I doing it right? The best way to answer that question is to test this many times per day and practice and train your imagination to enter into different scenes. So anyway, I hope this was useful. I hope this clarified a lot of things. If you like this, please scroll down, hit the bell icon, go to my website, sovereignmind.com, and stay tuned for more. Thank you.